If you live in the US, you are more likely than not to have seen drug commercials on TV or even during breaks between streaming shows, like this one. But do you know that more ads you see on a particular drug, the more harm it might have? Hi everyone, welcome back this week. This week, let's look at a topic that has bothered me since I was a student in pharmacy school: the harm of pharmaceutical advertising, or specifically, direct to consumer prescription drug advertising. Now, oddly enough, this is only allowed in the US and New Zealand in the entire world. Now, most of my US viewers are in the older age group. Now, do you remember something odd happened in 1997? Now, in 1997, the beloved FDA opened the Pandora box and allowed drug companies to begin direct to consumer broadcast advertising of prescription drugs. And it worked for the drug companies. According to an article released by the University of Southern California, before the FDA authorization, pharmaceutical companies only spent 550 million on drug ads every year. But by 2020, their ads spending skyrocketed to, guess what? 6.58 billion annually. That is more than tenfold increase in 23 years, roughly. Now, to give you a perspective, 6 billion can pay for 4.6 million direct to consumer ads, including 632,000 TV commercials. Now, while drug companies are no dummies, no one will spend this much money if that does not generate a greater return. And guess what? These ads work like a miracle. One survey done by Kaiser Health found that 1 in 8 adults were prescribed a specific drug after seeing it on an ad and asking their doctor about it. Now, essentially, the drug companies turned patients into their own free sales forces. Now, can we blame drug companies? I guess not. Now, the whole drug industry employs hundreds of thousands of people, and if they don't make money, many people may going to be losing their jobs. Now, this is when the regulatory agencies should be doing their job, but unfortunately, they are not doing their job thoroughly. Now, the current FDA advertising regulation require that prescription drugs ads only promote their medical uses that have been evaluated and approved by the agency. In addition, the ads must present a fair balance between the benefits and the risks. Now, it is illegal to overstate a drug's benefits, misrepresent data from studies, or make claims not supported by adequate evidence. But this regulation is over 2 decades old when the ways to advertise back in 1997 were mostly limited to print and public broadcast media, and only drug companies were doing that. However, it is not uncommon to see drug companies being fined millions of dollars for violating drug related regulations. And most recently in 2020, Novartis paid over 642 million to settle allegations of improper payments to patients and physicians. Now we have a lot of means to see ads and misinformation get through the cracks. Why is the FDA not revising their regulation? Well, I don't have an answer for that, but I know too many former FDA employees, both lower and upper ranks, now work for the pharmaceutical industry. And one of the major harms of drug ads is that they often exaggerate the benefits while downplaying the risk. Phrases like feeling down, trouble staying asleep, speak to your doctor about drug eggs. The actors in the ads were always smiling after being on a specific drug, but the laundry list of risk and side effects was often being read in the background at 10 times the normal speed. Even a drug expert like me have a hard time catching all the listed risk. I wonder what those stated risks mean to the average population. It means nothing, really. The FDA believes patients and consumers should know all the major and minor side effects of a given drug. And that's why, within the limited airtime of the commercial, the side effect list was being read so fast. But that is actually doing more harm than good. According to an article published in Nature Human Behavior, researchers find that when drug commercials include all the major and minor side effects, which is in line with the FDA's regulation, unexpectedly, consumers perceived the collective severity of these side effects as less significant compared to when they were only exposed to the more serious ones. Now, this perception of reduced severity influenced consumers to hold a stronger preference for the drug and made them more willing to pay a higher price for it. Now, if any of my viewers study psychology or behavioral sciences, you're probably familiar with what is called the argument dilution effect. This means that the introduction of weak or irrelevant arguments in a discussion or presentation weakens the overall impact and persuasiveness of the stronger arguments. In other words, when weaker points are being introduced alongside stronger ones, the strength of the stronger arguments appears diluted or diminished, leading to a reduced overall persuasive effect. In the context of drug ads or drug commercials, the minor side effects made the major risk become less harmful psychologically. Well, drug companies, well played. More recently, Johns Hopkins University School of Public Health published a research article in the JAMA Journal, further investigating the effects of direct to consumer advertising on healthcare. Their findings suggested that advertising might have direct harm to patients. The research team analyzed drug characteristics and overall advertising expenses for the 150 highest selling branded prescription medications in the US. The study revealed an alarming correlation. Higher total promotional expenditure by the drug manufacturers was linked to a notably reduced additional clinical advantage provided by the drug. Now, it means companies allocated almost 15% greater resources toward direct to consumer advertisings for drugs that showed lower additional benefits. Now, even more concerning, each incremental or additional 1.5 increase in ad spending was connected to a substantial 10% growth in sales. Now, in a simple term, what does all these statement means? It means pharmaceutical companies increase their direct to consumer advertising spending when medical research showed the drug was less effective. Hmm. Now, the more they spend on promoting a given drug, it led to more sales of the inferior drug. Hmm. I wonder which drug ads I've seen the most this year. Well, a side note here. Pfizer just had its Q2 quarterly report on August 1st. Now, during the first 3 months ended July 2nd, their COVID 19 vaccine sales plummeted 83%, and Paxlovid sales crashed 98%. Now, if Johns Hopkins' finding was able to extrapolate to Pfizer's pandemic product, what do you think it might mean? Hmm? Let me know in the comment section. Now, that is all for this week. I'm Dr. Han, and this channel is dedicated to teaching you to live a healthier life. And I hope to see you again next week. Well, eat healthily and stay healthy. Take good care. Bye.